But I do like this funky shaped.
The Squircle?
Yeah, the Squircle. It does kind of make it feel like a sports car.
Okay. We did have a Squircle in the Corvette that we had
And
last
I
week.
did like the Squircle there too.
But
I like driving this better than the Corvette.
Hot take. Hot take.
I know people are like,
Hey Gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Corey.
I'm Holly.
Back there's Tucker.
Yep, that's me.
And we have taken quite the change from the vehicle we drove last week. We are in a 2026 Subaru Trailseeker in the base premium trim. In this video, we'll tell you how this entry-level big EV from Subaru fits our family of three. This video brought to you by Screen ProTech, screen protectors for your vehicle. Learn more about how to protect your screens at the end of the video. Okay, Holly, prior to the New York International Auto Show, this Subaru Trailseeker was the biggest Subaru EV that you could get, and all that changed when I went to New York because they introduced a big three-row SUV that I'm very apt to get a hold of here fairly soon. I want. But I have a few questions for you with this Trailseeker. What are your thoughts on the style?
I like it. We were comparing it to something. What were we comparing it to?
Well, we were just parked next to a Toyota Crown, which is another wagon in the segment. And we've also compared it to the outgoing Subaru Outback.
Yes.
I've been calling it the electric Outback because we just had two separate Outbacks and they got big and boxy and kind of lost some of its Subaru styling.
Yeah, which this still is not the traditional Subaru styling.
No.
It flattens out some of its traditional curves, I would say, but I do like it.
Yep, so we did also just spend some time in the smaller Subaru Uncharted. This wears a lot of the same design. When I picked you up in that Uncharted, you had to get out and be like, is this really a Subaru? Because of how different it looked.
Yes, but this one looks a little bit more like a Subaru than that one does, I think.
It really does give off more Outback vibes than the current Subaru Outback does.
Yes, I agree with that.
I like its wagon shape. I think wagons need to come back a little bit more.
I like this one.
Yeah.
But it's like a wagon shape, but futuristic.
Yes.
EV.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so. And we've got a fun blue paint on this one. Do you want to guess the color?
Midnight blue.
No.
Am I
But you're very much in the realm.
Space blue.
Well, no.
No, I went too far. Okay.
Daybreak blue pearl.
Daybreak.
So you were at
It was
the
just
wrong
the wrong time.
But yes, Daybreak blue pearl, and I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. But you're very particular about your blues. What do you think?
I like this blue.
Yay!
I'll take Daybreak blue.
Okay. We do have this one on a gloomy, rainy day, which brings us to the interior, which is also a little bit gloomy. I wish they'd bring some color in here. What are your thoughts on interior?
I agree with that. They do have a mixture of textures in here, and not a ton of gloss black.
No.
Like some other interiors, but it is all black.
Yeah.
Black on black on black. There's
A little bit of silver accents.
little bit of silver.
Like a little bit of color.
A little bit of color would have been nice.
Goes a long ways.
But I do like this funky shaped.
The Squircle.
Yeah, the Squircle.
Team
steering
Squircle.
wheel. Like that.
You liked it in the Uncharted. So that is in a lot of different products. It's in the Uncharted, this Trailseeker, the Solterra, all three of the smaller EVs. It's in the Toyota Prius and all the Toyota versions of the Subaru EVs.
It does kind of make it feel like a sports car.
Okay. We did have a Squircle in the Corvette that we had last week.
I did like the Squircle there too. But I like driving this better than the Corvette.
Hot take. Hot take.
I know people are like,
clutch the pearls. Now, why is the steering wheel a Squircle, Holly?
Probably because of this screen behind you.
Yeah.
Which, you know, you don't have a head-up display, but this is kind of like almost in the same position as a head-up display. And so that's so you can see it.
But the
It's
design is
functional, but it's still a fun design.
But the design of that screen back there is a little meh.
It's a little meh.
It's,
I don't know. It has everything I need on it. It's like a head-up display.
There you go. Minimal in what it gives you, but all the pertinent information.
Yes.
And then over here we have a large 14-inch display that is actually borrowed from Lexus. So
yeah, it's huge.
This being a Toyota Subaru joint venture, yes, we get some Toyota products and part sharing in here with this 14-inch Lexus-derived infotainment screen. You can see we have dual zone climate, automatic heated seats. We don't have ventilated seats, but that's too a Lexus feature. So kind of moving upscale just by our partnership with Toyota and Lexus in this one. Thoughts on the screen?
It's fine.
All your HVAC is in here, but
I haven't really messed with a lot of the screen. Yeah, it's pretty easy. I wish there were buttons for the AC.
Yeah,
but
like physical buttons.
It's fine. Yeah.
Okay. We do get some physical buttons down here for auto hold in traffic and your X mode, different drive modes, things like that. But yeah, thoughts on storage in here? You know, we're missing something.
Yeah, we noticed that yesterday. Tucker and I did. There is a new. He was like, "How do you open the glove box?" And
it's down here.
Oh.
It's
down there.
It's the pass-through down here.
Oh, that's supposed to be your glove box.
Yeah, that takes up that usual space. We do have some USB-C ports down there for charging.
Yeah, and up here you've only got the places for your cell phones. Yeah. So I don't love that. There's just not a lot of like storage like right here. Yeah. I mean, other than the pass-through, but this is really things that you don't need right away.
We do have this dual opening center console here. So. This is so I can see into it just fine, and rear passengers can actually see in. Tucker, can you see in the center console right now? Yeah, because the lid doesn't open up, stand 2 feet tall back here.
Yeah.
So that's nice. Oh, speaking of Tucker, how's the back seat?
It's great.
Is there a lot of room back there?
Yes.
What do we need to talk about next?
My child safety seat.
And I'll climb back there and show you what it's like for adults in the back seat, as well as the cargo area in this. Before I bring in Tucker's Graco Extend to Fit or adjust it into Tucker's child seat back there in the back, didn't want to put it out in all the rain that we've been having today. I do want to show you what the back seat is like for adults. So coming in, we have a mostly flat load floor here. Nice wide opening for the door. It is a very easy vehicle to get in and move about. So this is where I was sitting earlier. Plenty roomy back here. You can see 2 USB-Cs, 2 air vents back here. We've got map pockets. We've got storage in the doors. We've got enough stuff for you here. We even have a fold down armrest with 2 cup holders, center headrest that is adjustable, and a seat back mounted seat belt. Not something we traditionally see in the Subaru Outback that has a ceiling mounted center seat belt, but very roomy here, and even in the center seat, plenty roomy, which is going to be good because Tucker's going to be riding here on a road trip that we take over the weekend. But yes, all the way around, plenty roomy for adults back here. I even have a slight, and I mean slight recline to the seats back here, making it even more comfortable for me if that is what I want. Sliding out, you can see I already have Tucker's Graco Extend to Fit child safety seat back here, but I do want to call out the fact that we have lower latches on the 2 outboard seats. We do not have the center latch like we get on a Subaru Outback. You can see though just how much of a recline we have there. I'm going to go ahead though and set this seat more upright and then bring in his Graco Extend to Fit child safety seat. But first, I want to show exactly how much room we have in this Trailseeker. It fits perfectly in the reverse seating situation. So if I wanted to come up here and sit behind or in front of a rear facing car seat, I've got plenty of room all the way around. So very nice packaging for families here in the Subaru Trailseeker, which we really like. Now, can go ahead and spin this around, and we will drop our top tether. The latch points are exposed enough that they are very easy to see and easy to get to with the connectors. This center seat belt is a little bit in the way for me right here, but let's see. Yeah, it attaches fairly easily. And then the car does not sit up so high that this is a big problem trying to tighten it down from the side. Now, those seats do not slide, so we are going to have to come around to the back and open the lift gate back here to get into the rear latch points. Now, you can't see we do have a retractable cargo shade, making it a little hard to view, but yes, we do have 3 top tethers all the way across. Gonna go ahead and pull this guy through, and we attach it in. I do not like how Toyota does this. There we go, attach it in there, and we will go ahead, tighten that down from there. So you can see it does have a nice firm corner. We're not gonna be doing any long-term damage to this seating material, and if you plan on putting this in long-term, be sure your strap is not twisted like mine is. But you can see it is a fairly easy process, but it is a bit of a long reach because of just how much space Subaru and Toyota engineers gave you back behind the rear seat. There is a lot of cargo space back here, and it is very versatile in how you use it. First, if you want some storage areas for smaller items, you have that underneath these panels here on the side. Just don't lose them. They do latch into place right here, which is very easy to do, especially if you've got 2 hands. Go watch my solo video. I struggle with these while filming if you want a good laugh. And now I've jinxed myself and I'm gonna have a problem over here as well. Just don't do them on camera. It's very easy for me when I wasn't filming. Put my tripod back there and show you that we do have a false load floor here with 2 different levels. We do have this lower section for hidden storage underneath, but if I pull this out and drop it down, now I have a much lower load floor by a couple of inches to allow me to store larger items in here if I want it, which is very convenient if I do say so myself. That is something that Hyundai and Kia have been doing a lot of here recently, and it's good to see Toyota and Subaru jump in on the act. Now, underneath this floor, we do have our tools and fix-a-flat, so no spare tire here in the Trailseeker, so don't pop a tire on any of those trails that you've sought. Just be careful while you're out there. And if you need more cargo space than what we've got here, you have a couple latches here to fold the 60/40 seat backs down, but yeah, Tucker's car seat's locked into place there, which brings into account a little bit of the problem here. I've only got that 40% opening if you put the car seat on the passenger side, which is where we typically do, so that if there's only one of us in the vehicle, we have better access to them. Then to close it, we have a couple buttons right there. You get one beep to let you know, hey, it's time to get out of the way.
Huge thanks to Screen ProTech for not only sponsoring this video, but helping protect my sister-in-law's Hyundai Santa Fe. Yes, we installed the anti-glare screen protector here on this massive screen. It's actually 2 12.3-inch screens, but Screen ProTech gives you one large panel to go across both, giving a very consistent look, which I very much appreciate. They even have an additional panel here for the fingerprint reader, which I really like. All in all, the installation went on in under 10 minutes, and they give you all the necessary tools. You can find a Screen ProTech screen protector for your vehicle in the link in the video description down below. Huge thanks to Screen ProTech for sponsoring this video and helping out my sister-in-law's vehicle in the process.
So plenty of space in this one. It is a larger EV than what we have seen historically from Subaru, but it is now not their largest, because they do offer that 3-row, what do they call it? It is the, oh gosh, Getaway is the name of that one. It's so new, I had to recharge the brain on that one. The Subaru Getaway is their 3-row EV. But yeah, now that we're on the historic brick streets of downtown Tyler, Texas, though, Tucker, how's your wobbly head?
It's a little wobbly.
Here comes the biggest bump.
Oh.
What are your thoughts, Holly?
You didn't hardly even feel that. You know, you got some wobbles here and there.
But
not
much better than the Corvette we were in last week, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I've always been pleased with how EVs drive and ride because, again, the heavy battery underneath us makes it feel like a bigger, heavier, bigger car than it is, because the batteries are so heavy, and with them being down low, it helps with center of gravity and stuff. But I'd say it's handling these brick streets quite well.
Yes, it is. And that's one thing that when I say I've enjoyed driving this one more than the Corvette, that's the reason. I really like driving an EV, so it's really hard for me to be like, I know people like the V8 and the sound of the engine and that's not me.
I'm people.
You're people. That's not me. I really like driving an EV, so I've really enjoyed driving this because it's just so smooth. I've been able to get up and go very quickly. I don't have to baby it because I'm afraid I'm going to scratch the front end.
It's much more livable.
It's much more livable. Yes. I mean, obviously, if I was out on the open road most of the day, a Corvette may be more fun to drive on a highway. But just bopping in and around town, I've really enjoyed driving this car.
Now, compared to the Uncharted and the Solterra, which you haven't been in a Solterra lately, but this is the larger two-row vehicle on an EV platform from Subaru, which means we have more space in the back seat, more space for the cargo area. This is all around a very spacious vehicle and would fit our family very well. You like to go garage sailing, a lot of garage sale space back there for you.
I will say, speaking of that little beep, if you heard it, the cross traffic sensor is way too sensitive. Way too sensitive.
Yeah, the Toyota lawyers had something to do with that one. If you are not on the brake and you're like about to pull out and there's cars crossing, it beeps at you like, don't do it.
I get it, but I was at a four-way stop with stop signs, and so I'm going through at my turn, but another car was coming up to the stop sign on this side, and it was like, beep, 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 and I'm like, ah. But everything, I mean, there was no reason to be alarmed.
Sense of urgency.
There was no reason to be alarmed, and I thought I was about to get hit. And I was like, what is that?
Now, the beeps we heard earlier, you were checking your blind spots longer than the car wished for you to, because you have cameras watching your eyeballs there, and it was trying to get your attention ahead of you again. So a lot of Toyota lawyering going on in this one.
A little bit.
Yeah, but this does have Subaru's eyesight safety technology, so it's watching the road, making sure you're paying attention, cross traffic alert, things like that. Being the base premium trim, we only have a backup camera, no 360 cameras in this one. So we don't get a dedicated camera button or anything like that.
Yeah.
You already mentioned we don't have head-up display because we don't need it.
You don't need it. There's not memory seats.
Not on this trim because, again, the base trim. So we're missing a few things, but, I mean, overall, the experience in here, you're talking about you like driving EVs. They do feel luxurious. The seats, how are the seat comfort?
Seats are really comfortable.
Seats are very comfortable, which is good. We're about to take this on a road trip tomorrow.
Yes.
So there's that. There's plenty of space in the back seat. They are, like we said, heated but not ventilated. Again, you have to work up the trim ladder for the ventilation. All around, it's a very good, luxurious feeling package, right?
Yeah.
I like it. Very impressed, which I guess brings us to, we'll talk about range and price on this one. This has dual motor all-wheel drive. It has a 74.7 kilowatt hour battery, giving us an EPA estimated 281 miles of range. But we've been driving this at this point in time exclusively in town, and we're getting 4.2 miles per kilowatt. 4.2 times 74.7 is well over the 281 miles. So you can get further if you're using this as a town car, errand getter, which EVs make a great errand getter. Because they're so cheap per mile to drive if you're charging them at home. Public charging is about the same as a gas car, but charging it at home, cheaper than a gas car by a long shot. So there is that. Now, I will say, AI has told us this price guessing segment is not something we need to keep doing in these videos, but you let us know down in the comments with a little money bag emoji, or just say, yes, keep on doing it if you like me making Holly guess the price, because you've gotten really good at it here lately.
I have gotten really good.
You were spot on with the Corvette, which blew my mind.
Yeah, I'm good.
So this is the base model.
The paint job is the only option on this. It's $395 for the Daybreak Blue Pearl. What do you think the price of this Subaru EV is?
Now there's so much pressure.
See what I did? I got it in the head.
39.
Oh my gosh.
Am I right?
If you don't count the destination charge, with destination, $41,840. Before the mandatory destination, $39,995. So you're right there. That is unbelievable.
Yes.
Which puts this on par with the Uncharted we tested. It was a higher trim, but we get more space in here, so there's a little bit of trade-off. But you just work your way up the pricing ladder from there. Puts it in line with the Outback Limited we tested, which I kind of like this a little bit better than the Outback Limited.
I really like this one. I've really enjoyed it.
Again, it drives really well. It's very powerful, 375 horsepower. Like, there's a lot to like it.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm impressed with what Toyota and Subaru are doing with EVs. They've really come a long way. They're making very compelling products.
And they're making them more affordable, which is important.
Yep, very important. So I'm guessing we could see this one in our garage.
Oh yeah, this one's nice.
And we've already got the charger, so we're good to go.
We're good to go.
Well, I guess that brings us to your top 5 favorite features for moms in this 2026 Subaru Trailseeker.
So my top 5 is the multiple phone charging options. Lots of options. I like the steering wheel shape. Don't hate me for having that be on my top 5. I like it.
Okay.
The back seat space is great.
Yes.
Especially for Tucker. How it drives has been amazing. I've loved driving this all week. And then the cargo space is nice.
Plenty of cargo space.
Plenty of cargo space.
Plenty of room all the way around. And can you believe they make an even bigger EV now? Like in the Subaru Getaway.
I'll be interested to see that one.
Yes. So, yeah. Subaru, invite, please. Yeah. And on that note, if you want to see a quick version of Holly's top 5 favorite features for moms, you can check her out on Facebook and Instagram at Female Consumer. You can check out Tucker's YouTube channel at Tucker's Talk on YouTube, where he talks about everything he's interested in, from banana ball to car reviews to going to the zoo, you name it. If that kid's interested in it, he's talking about it on his YouTube channel. You can find all things GT Garage Talk at GT Garage Talk, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, you name it, all at GT Garage Talk. Or you can go to gtgaragetalk.com, where you'll find links to everything we do, including stories on all the vehicles that we drive. But as for us, in the 2026 Subaru Trailseeker EV, until next time, gearheads.
Bye.
Were you walking me back there?
No.
Could you see him?
I could kind of hear him, and I know that I just showed him the video of him doing it in the Kia, so I'm like, I know it's fresh on his mind.
Daddy, you should see the video that I took.
Ah!